Hello and welcome to Rabbit Hole Reviews. This is going to be a quick unboxing video of a Polish WBP Jack rifle. So it's WBP Jack 762SC is the model number. This is a rifle that I picked up. It's been a few weeks ago. They took a while to ship, and they took a while for me to pick it up from my FFL. So I got this from Arms of America. I'll put a description link showing their website. If you're not familiar with Arms of America, of course, I'm not sponsored by anybody and I'm not shilling for anybody, but I have bought a lot of things from them, and I can recommend them as a reliable source. They will ship what you bought. The prices are pretty decent and they have a lot of good stuff. I bought a lot of Polish laminated furniture stock sets from them, and they're roughly, I think, like $125. Really high quality laminate stocks, the same stock that you're going to see when we do this unboxing. And I use those stocks to do a lot of retrofits on some garbage ass Wasser 10 furniture. So I'd swap the stock furniture that came on Wasser 10s, the balsa wood style shit, and I would put this Polish laminate on there, and it really didn't require a whole lot of fitting. So if you have a stamped AKM pattern, that furniture will work, and I recommend it. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and open up the box and take a look at what you're going to get. See if I can zoom in here real quick on this label. I don't know if the label's that important, but this is probably the last time you'll see it since I'm about to crack open the box. So that's what you're looking at. It shows the markings and all that jazz, and you can see that's how the rifle comes in from Poland, and they have to, I guess, untack the muzzle device, expose the threads, put on a US-made compliance part, which is a sugar scoop, and then replace that placeholder thumbhole stock you see there that's just there for importation reasons. Thank God they get to get rid of that. From what I understand, the fire control parts are Polish in this rifle because there's enough 922R compliance parts to allow them to use Polish internals. So that's definitely a big plus. You're not dealing with some of these hardness issues with some of these aftermarket parts, US made parts, wearing out some of your original components. Now, I'm no expert by any means about AKs. I like them. I'm learning every day. And so let's crack this open and see what we got. So it's coming in a typical crappy cardboard box, which is to be expected. So already I've done a few modifications to it. Really nothing major. So as you can see, when you get this rifle, it's going to come with this black plastic pistol grip. I don't see where it's marked US on it anywhere, so I can't tell if this is a US compliance part or not. I'm going to say it, I don't know. It doesn't really matter because this thing is gone, right? So I got rid of it. I've included it in the box because that's what you're going to get when you buy it. What I did do is replace it with a Polish laminated pistol grip. Aesthetically, I think these are much nicer, and they're a little bit thicker. I love these grips, and they're not that expensive. So that's definitely a worthwhile upgrade, in my opinion. And then you can see here the typical Polish laminated wood. I really like this stock. I have several of these, and the bluing is all very nice. We're going to crack this rifle open and take a look and see what else we did. But everything is very tight. Just a really solid, basic AKM pattern rifle. I actually plan to keep this rifle in stock configuration. I'm not going to put any optics on it. This is strictly going to be iron sights. And you see it's got the typical trap door for your cleaning kit, which I actually put a cleaning kit in here. You're not going to get one from the factory, but if you want to include one on your own, it will fit. Spring's not too tight. Anyway, so I put a Bulgarian cleaning kit in there just to have it. And we'll go ahead and flip the other side. You can see the side optics rail for any AKM pattern Soviet style scope mount or whatever US made mount you want to use on there. I've also went ahead and put a Russian sling on here that I had laying around. These are pretty inexpensive. You can get these on Amazon for not a whole lot of money. Really solid sling, kind of old school. I think the only bad thing about these is that the adjustability is kind of a pain in the ass. And then, of course, this makes a shit ton of noise, so that's not really tactically sound. If I was going to use this in a real-world situation, I probably wouldn't have brass on steel. I would probably get one of those nylon interfaces. to keep it a little bit more quiet, give me a little more adjustability. But this is really just, I'm not going to say this is a safe queen, because none of my rifles or weapons are safe queens. But I just wanted to keep it kind of old school. I have a lot of modified weapons, and I just wanted to keep this one as is. So without further ado, now if you look, a lot of people complain about the fit and finish of the stock, and they say, well, it's not even and it doesn't line up. You can see they use a military screw, a mil-spec correct flathead screw, which is nice. They're not using any commercial garbage. There's a little bit of gap usually between the receiver and the buttstock, because they do that so recoil and abuse doesn't crack the stock. So it gives a little bit of a play there. So if you get one that has a little bit of a gap, that's by design. So you didn't get a defective product. So let's see if I can break this rifle open real quick and take a look at the internals. It's always hard to do this. It's bad angles. So you can already see, another thing I did is I replaced, or I added a recoil buffer. I have lots of these things. So pretty much every AK I have has one of these in it. Some people don't like these. I've used these for 30 odd years. Pretty much all my rifles that are AKs that have these. Hell, I even use these kind of recoil buffers on 1911s. I'm sure some purists are screaming out there. But I like these, and they definitely, I think, reduce the overall wear and tear on the rifle long term. And for $10, I really don't think you can really lose. So if you look here, everything's very well finished. I have no issues with anything. The rivets are all straight. Finish is all very even. The safety is not stiff or any kind of anomalies there. We'll go ahead and pull the hammer back. So these are pretty pricey. I mean, these were $1,200 in today's market. I don't think they're going to get any cheaper. So that's where we're at, I think, in 2022. I think next year, if you can get it, you're going to have to wait months and months. So there you see the gas piston. Hopefully this stuff is getting all on frame. Your typical bog standard AKM. And that's what I really like about it. I mean, yes, in a perfect world, maybe 5 years ago, this might have been an $800-900 rifle. But I think with a lot of things going on in the firearms market and the inflation rates and uncertainty, I think you should pick one of these up if you want one. You know, it's one of those buy once, cry once situations where 3 years from now, you're going to be like, oh, well, I wish I'd bought one of these when they were $1,200. Now they're $1,600. I remember when the Russian Molots were $900 or $1,000 for a basic fixed stock Molot. Now try to find one for $1,000. Not going to happen. So, not to go off into the weeds, and I'll put this together off camera so we don't have to burn too much airtime. If you want to get something like this, I think now is the time to do it. What I did is put my email address in the notification box, and lo and behold, 6 months later, I got an email, and I bought it that day. And they were sold out that day. About 2 hours later, I went back thinking about buying another one, honestly. I guess I have an addiction problem with these firearms. And when I went to go back and buy a second one, they were already out of stock 2 hours later. So that kind of tells you something. I don't know how many they had, but I think a lot of people jumped on them because they were gone almost immediately. So the magazine that it comes with, I got a US Palm magazine. I don't know what you're going to get. You're probably going to get the same. I don't know what they're shipping with aside from these. These are okay magazines. This is for range use only. I really wouldn't waste my time with the US Palm magazine for AKs. There's just better options out there. Obviously, the Bulgarian Waffle Mag would be my go-to. If I was going to have a polymer magazine, that's my #1 choice. Do I have one around here? I don't think I have one down here to show you guys, but you'll see those in another video. These are okay. These are magazines that you use when your life isn't really depending on anything. You're at the range, so if it doesn't work out, no big deal, right? Just do some remedial action and you're back in business. So that's what you get for magazines. You're not going to get any slings. You're not going to get any extras. It comes bog standard, nothing fancy. So aside from that, You're going to get your typical paperwork. Here's your manual. Not a whole lot of effort put into the manual, I'm not going to lie. I've seen Chinese stuff that shipped with better manuals than this. But it gets the job done. It tells you everything you need to know. It even has the specs on there, 6.8 pounds. And it does have an inspection sheet, so that's nice. So I think having this nice quality control inspection sheet kind of offsets the $2 worth of effort they put into the manual. And anyway, I mean, AK manuals aren't that complicated. They're not a very complicated weapon system. So if you can't find it in that manual and you can't find it on Google, I don't know what to tell you. So again, this one came from Arms of America. If you can find it through maybe Atlantic or somebody else, who knows what the price is going to be. I've just shopped with Atlantic a bunch of times. First firearm, like I said, that I bought from them. But I bought a lot of parts from them, and I've always been very happy. And everything that I ordered was exactly as described, and the prices weren't too bad. So I think that's all I have for this video. You're going to see this getting range reviewed in depth. But I got this the other day, and I just wanted to show you guys how it comes in the box. And so that's been my quick tabletop unboxing of a Polish WBP Jack SC AKM rifle.